The most striking disparity can currently be found among African Americans who represent 13% of the general population, but account for more than 37% of people experiencing homelessness and more than 50% of homelessness and families with children. This imbalance has not improved over time. Most minority groups, especially African American and Indigenous people, experience homelessness at a much higher rate than whites, primarily due to long-standing historical and structural racism. From slavery to segregation, African Americans have systemically denied rights and social economic opportunities. Other minority groups, including Indigenous and Latinx individuals, share the same similar histories. The disproportionately in homelessness is a byproduct of systemic inequity. The lingering effects of racism continue to perpetuate disparities in critical areas that impact rates of homelessness. Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, they indicated that a prominent risk factor for homelessness is the lack of affordable or stable housing. According to Healthy People's 2050, you can do that research. It tells you that 35% of renter households in the United States currently are cost burden, meaning that these families spend more than 30% of their income on housing costs and utilities. Rental home costs continue to increase while household renter incomes stagnate. Additionally, unemployment and underemployment disproportionately impact individuals experiencing homelessness. While many express the desire to work, individuals experiencing homelessness encounter obstacles that make finding and maintaining employment very, very challenging. Without affordable housing and a stable employment, families face adversity and expend a significant portion of their income on shelter, their basic needs, without having even enough funds for necessities such as food, transportation, and even healthcare. Economic instability can create chronic stress for individuals and may lead to illegal drug use, mental health issues such as depression or anxiety. Poverty, however, intense in poverty, though, is a strong predictor of homelessness. Blacks and African Americans and Latinx groups are overrepresented in poverty relative to their representation and overall population. They are most likely to live in deep poverty with rates to 10.8% or 7.6%, respectively, in the country right now. And this information comes directly from the National Alliance to End Homelessness. Another factor that they talk about a lot is redlining, which is a systemic housing discrimination supported by federal government decades and decades ago, right? So we thought. We're still seeing redline today. Here we are in 2024, and we're still seeing redlining. And we know that redlining is a root cause of the current wealth gap between white households and households of color. Redlining at that point discouraged economic investment, such as mortgage, business loans, and especially in the Black and Brown communities. And effects are still impacting us today. African Americans still live disproportionately in concentrated poverty or in neighborhoods where they're regularly exposed to environmental toxins or have limited access to quality care, services, nutritious food, and economic opportunities. People who become homeless are likely to have lived in those type of areas and those type of neighborhoods, whether they were growing up or they're still living in those areas. For most minority groups, the transition to neighborhoods with less crime, no environmental hazards, and proximity to services is often met with challenges. There was a study done by the US Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD, on racial discrimination found that people of color were often shown fewer rental units and denied more leases in comparison to white people. White people, on the other hand, were frequently offered lower rents. Deposits and other moving costs were also quoted as negotiables, making it easier for white people to secure units. We're seeing that every day today as we look at the homeless population and them trying to get rehoused. Any effort to end homelessness in the United States must address the range of issues that have resulted from racial inequity. This includes assuring affordable housing, stable housing for all. I challenge our federal government, I challenge our community members to adopt a housing first philosophy, a housing for all philosophy. Efforts to increase accessible to stable housing and treatment services while simultaneously addressing the social determinants of health and effectively strategy to reduce health disparities for individuals that are experiencing homelessness. Communities and the entire economy are stronger when everyone has stable, affordable, decent housing and having their basic needs met. The most robust research shows that permanent supportive housing enables the most vulnerable residents experiencing homelessness to put their lives in order and save money by reducing reliance on costly emergency services. Affordable housing provides stability and security that contributes to better health outcomes, safety during pandemics, better nutrition, reduced stress, better mental health, all of these things. It even helps with jobs, improving school outcomes for children, and so much more. So here is my call of action to our elected officials, our leaders, our government. Invest money to end chronic homelessness through prevention and diversion. Build affordable housing units, allowing some units to come with wraparound services and that direct care model. I believe that together we can truly end homelessness and that our community will be stronger and better when we all work together to achieve that. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me today. Now go out and make someone else's day.